Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We continue conversations this morning in studio, and we speak with Mr. Garrett McKellar, owner of Exquisite Local Drinks. You might have heard about this guy, seen him on Facebook and posting all of these delectable delights that he produces, and this morning we're talking about a new product launch this morning. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adanna. Thanks for having me.
Of course, a pleasure having you in studio. And guys, if you see the set this morning, I'm already excited. I don't know if you are, but we're going to have an awesome conversation this morning. Before we get into the product launch this morning, tell us a little bit about Exquisite Local Drinks.
Well, Exquisite Local Drinks was founded in 2012 by myself and my brother, Garrett McKellar. And over the years, we would have created a lot of different products, punches, juices, cream liqueurs, not just based upon what we wanted to do, but based upon what the customers would have requested. It is now run by myself and my wife. Yeah.
And what got you into the production of these drinks? What sparked your interest to say, let me try, see how this would work out?
Well, it's a funny story because, I would have studied in Trinidad in 2010, 2011 at the University of Trinidad and Tobago, studying mechanical engineering at diploma level. And while I was there, I used to be making drinks and stuff for my apartment mates and stuff, and they was like, when I go back to Tobago, you're gonna be a real big punch, man. I was like, what, are they crazy? But when I came back, while waiting for job opportunities, my brother, he was doing some stuff on behalf of my aunt, who is Anne Williams Chance, and he just asked me if I wanted to do something in the meantime while I was waiting for some feedback. So I started to do some distribution of her drinks. And as time went by, people started to ask me for different things, particularly people who weren't able to really move at a certain point in time, professionals like hair salons, even people at the offices between breakfast and lunch, they want a little something to kind of keep them going. So, yeah.
So you provide that delivery service as well?
Yes, I started off at a retail level, doing delivery services, and then I realized that time was a factor because timing is everything. So I started to do some larger scale production and supply the convenience of the supermarkets and mini marts for people to be able to access the products.
That's absolutely amazing. And now we have this product on set with us this morning. We're talking about punches, juices, and all these things that you've produced.
Right.
Of course, building a wide customer base, developing friendships and relationships with your community. It's like building community,
Most
People are expecting a certain standard from Exquisite Local Drinks because
sure.
Your brother spoke it into being, didn't he? And your friends at college,
Right.
They said you're going to be a punch man, and you're more than a punch man now. Providing using the term exquisite, meaning that there is, of course, a certain standard to the quality of your produce. So we're talking about a local drink. I haven't looked at the labels yet, so I don't know what it is, but it does look yummy, I must say. So talk us through the product today and how you came up with the idea for the product.
Okay, so what we have today is a cocoa iced tea, a Tobago cocoa iced tea. And the reason I label it Tobago cocoa iced tea is because it's synonymous not just to Tobago, but to Trinidad. Growing up, that's one thing that we used to really look forward to. But it's something that I make at home and make very well. And my daughter, she would be like, yeah, daddy, this is it here. So I was thinking of a way of being able to bring it to the people, thinking of delivery service, but then when I thought it through, it was like the logistics in terms of keeping the tea hot and transporting and possible spillage and stuff like that would be a little bit, and even timing again would have been a challenge. So I was like, what, Garrett, you're already doing these stuff, the drinks bottle, why not bottle the cocoa tea as well and offer it as a cold beverage, because long time, you make a tea, you have a little leave back, you put it in an ice tray, you put it in the freezer, you come home later, you take a spoon and you're eating, and it's something that you enjoy cool as well.
Right.
But more than that, you give customers the option now to either drink it cool or reheat it and sip it hot.
Wow, the innovation and the thought process that went into it is what is very impressive. I mean, going through the whole thought pattern in terms of how do I deliver this hot? Because you're right, by the time you see from me, from the time my hot beverage starts to get cool, I am no longer interested in it because by the time you leave home 7 a.m. to get to me by 8,
Correct.
I no longer, So I like the fact that you came up with a way of still being able to produce or at least make this available to your customers. So I see you have a flask and I see you also have bottles. But in these bottles, you cannot tell me that all of this is cocoa tea because I'm seeing something pink there. So tell me what that is, right?
All right. So what we bought today, just basically two other beverages that from Exquisite Local Drinks, which is a beetroot punch and a Guinness and Oats punch, which is one of our flagship products.
Right.
Actually, one of our most sold punches is Guinness and Oats. Just to kind of give people an idea of the other stuff that the brand offers, so they could just have a little overview. And they might have seen the brand, but not being able to attach a face to the brand. So yes.
Right. Okay. So we have tea mugs on sets, and we have a flask, and we have cold drinks. So what are we going to do next?
All right. So I understand that you love your beverages hot. So I bought some hot cocoa tea for you. I will have mine cold. So we're gonna just give it a little stir, because of course the little cocoa settle at the bottom.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am tasting the cocoa tea this morning from Mr. McKellar, Exquisite Local Drinks. Listen, I'm already salivating. Right? Yes. And Granny used to make this tea with the fat on top. You had to see the fat floating on the top,
No, listen, people don't really understand.
Look at it. I'm actually seeing, ladies and gentlemen, the fat floating on the top of the drink.
I see the smoke?
Yes.
So if you do have it on top of the cocoa tea, then you ain't doing it right.
Right. So now I've never made cocoa tea before, right?
Seriously?
I've never made it before. But what is the thing that causes it? What brings the fat to the drink?
So it's not necessarily fat per se, but I think it comes from two things, which is the cocoa and also the bay leaf.
Right.
Bay leaf is a very important ingredient in the cocoa tea, and bay leaf produces oils as well. So the little bay oil would come on the top of the cocoa.
And this is the cold version of the tea here that you're pouring to drink. Ooh, I saw everything come out from that bottle. Right, so let's cheers. Cheers to Exquisite Local Drinks.
Thank you.
Let's see how this goes. Now, I do not normally like my hot drinks to be sweet, right? And I like the fact that though it has sweetness to it, it's not overpoweringly sweet. It's not like making me think, this should be cold. It can be enjoyed either hot. I could see how this will taste nice cold. Because, viewers, it has a rich... Just so let me try again. I think you're onto something here.
Thank you.
I know I want to try the cold version.
I know you see how all the flavors come together. Now the spices is the most crucial part of the concoction, if you want to call it that, because that really brings out the flavor of the cocoa.
But I want to ask a question, right? And I'm, of course, by no means an expert in this field. Is it the same consistency, the same mix you make for hot and cold? I know sometimes when things go to the refrigerator and it comes back out, the quality is not the same. Is it the same with this drink? Is it the same?
It is the same.
And you could taste the same flavors in the cold as well as the hot.
Everything, yeah.
It's so amazing that sometimes we use the very simple, everyday, mundane things that we could turn it into something that is so amazing. And we're launching this product here today. And of course, customers and viewers, if you're listening, this will be made available from today. Tell us where we can get this product from and, stuff like that.
All right. So for now, you can reach me directly at 712-8972. You can follow my Instagram page at EXQ Local Drinks or my Facebook page at Exquisite Local Drinks, and soon you'll see that we'll be distributing to some of the mini marts and supermarkets and stuff like that.
But Garrett, I find you very, very humble this morning because I mean, we entered into the months that end with BER. And from the time we start September, we know we're heading down to December. And I also happen to know that you produce local Christmas drinks as well.
I do.
So tell us what we could look forward to coming down to the end of the year.
All right, so we have our typical drinks. We have a coconut rum cream, which is our flagship rum cream. And then we have pina colada rum cream, which is a combination of coconut and pineapple. And then we also have our mudslide, which is well, you know what a mudslide is, but a mudslide is like a mocha drink, which is a combination of chocolate and coffee flavors, you know, and also it has a similar profile with the cocoa tea, and that was actually the basis of being able to create that mudslide, where you use the mudslide profile, but using local spices to give it that Tobago feel. So yes, it does have the natural spices incorporated in it, which you would not typically find in a mudslide.
And you also do the sorrel and ginger beer.
Yes, the sorrel and ginger
for those
beer.
of us who don't have the time to make it, you know, he makes a wicked. Sometimes when I look at your videos, I could almost smell the spices coming through the screen just
spices
based on.
Are just, you know, one of the most important aspects of our business, because again, that defines local. Local, we know that when we make our food and our beverages, that when it tastes something like you eat a pillow and you bite a little piece of clove or a piece of ginger, and it's like,
you know you're eating this in Tobago.
So spices is, you know, that's so crucial. So yeah.
All right, well, you know, of course, we wish you the absolute best. I can't wait to see these on shelves eventually. Yes. And viewers, if you are in a hurry, in a rush, you want to have your cocoa tea, but Garrett can't get to you to have it hot, you bottle in them, you put them in the fridge. When you reach to work, you just pour that thing in the microwave, warm it up, and you have your nice hot cocoa tea.
So definitely, one of the key points in terms of creating this beverage is that I know that a lot of people drink hot beverages or cold beverages on the way to work or when they get to work. Right. So you have your grab and go. You could buy for the week. Of course, when you could directly contact me and we could arrange to give you a little discount, you know, for a certain amount. And you grab and go, you carry it to work, you sit down, you're ready to work, you pour it out, you heat it up, and you're good to go. Start the day right.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And you heard it here first on the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, of course, promoting our local vendors here on the island of Tobago, producing. I'm hearing him drinking and slurping this thing, and I'm telling you, my mouth is producing that saliva for this drink, you know. Mr. Garrett McKellar of Exquisite Local Drinks, product launch today. Cold cocoa tea, iced cocoa tea rather, that you can have it on the go on the way to work. You know, like a morning smoothie. Yeah, I think you could have it just like that on the way to work. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we have to end the morning show, but it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to GMT, and as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.